Well, welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. My name's Hussein. Happy to be with you. Happy to be with me. And I think things are going to be out of there. You go. That's right. Yeah, that's a little better there. Yes. So, yeah, crazy things happening right now. Very um, insane things, in particular with former Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. Um, just so you guys kind of got a background about what happened, she was the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, and she was in charge of that, in charge of ICE. Lots of controversy around her, and she was former governor of I'm not sure. I can't remember the state that she was a governor of. She was a governor. She was a senator. And then the secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. There was so much controversy about her and stuff. And I don't know if you guys watched, but there was a hearing. And she's been married 25 years to this guy named Byron Nome, and uh, and they have three grown kids. And supposedly, there was talk about her having an affair with one of what was the guy's name? Uh, shoot, I forgot the guy's name, but he's very super high up there on Trump's pecking order. He was the one of Trump's top um, like guys that he worked with in his first administration, as well as now in the second administration. But there was rumors about her having an affair with him. And if you were there, if you watched during the congressional hearing, the congresswoman asks Christino if she's having an affair with this guy, and she didn't deny it. She just kind of said she was disgusted that they bring in, tabloid trash like that into the halls of Congress and all that, which unfortunately is an admission of guilt in the hallways of Congress, because she should have just said no, if that's the case. But apparently it was a well-known secret. Her relationship with this guy was a well-known secret, but her husband was sitting right behind her. And supposedly he knew about the situation between her and this other guy, but he said because he's a Christian, he didn't want to divorce her. And so, well, surprise, surprise, today there were pictures and of him, the husband, and it was on the cover of the New York Post. It was on was the Daily Mail, I think, was the other publication. Stuff that he was doing, and let's just look a little bit. I'm sorry to do this to you. This is painful topic here, but okay. Shocking pictures of Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband flaunting giant fake breasts revealed, sparking grave security questions. Now, this is the guy right here. Okay. And, the photos. Okay, guys, I'm sure you guys have seen it, so I don't. Yeah, apparently, this guy was into something that this website called Bimbofication. And so he was interacting with like three women, and they would dress, he would dress like a woman there, and yeah, so that's kind of that's the big story of the day. This man who stood by his wife through thick and thin, and then they find out that he was doing this behind the scenes. Um, yeah, wearing real tight pink shorts. And okay, so yeah, so that's kind of where it's at. Kristi Noem, said that she was devastated by this, shocked. She had no idea. This is her, Christian Home, there with her husband. Okay. And this is when they were young and they got married. So she said she was devastated. The family was blindsided by this. They asked for privacy and prayers at this time. So, anyway, so that's kind of the big news today. It's like when you have something this fantastic, so it's got everything. Problem is that especially when you have a Republican um, who's doing this, the media goes crazy. Now, if it was a Democrat, they would still, because of the pictures. The pictures are so sensational that they would do it even if it was a Democrat, but not the same way they're going to do it because of this Republican. Every one of the Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, everybody, Saturday Night Live. Just watch Saturday Night Live this week. Just watch the opening of Saturday Night Live. I guarantee you it's going to be about this. This is such a huge embarrassment. Now, the thing that happened is that President Trump actually fired her about a month ago. So he's already fired her. So President Trump doesn't have to defend anything. Okay. Now, if she was still the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, he'd have to be defending her right now, defending her husband, defending the family, everything. But he fired her last month. And so because of that, because she was already fired, he doesn't have to apologize for anything, doesn't have to explain anything. It's all for him. It's just when they asked him, because they did ask him about it, he says, "Oh, that's very sad for the family." He said, "I never knew about this," and he said it's very sad for the family, which it is, obviously. And and I hate to say this, but it just seems like they're both pretty messed up. It just seems like they're both pretty messed up. I mean, she was having an affair, so that's what the suspicion is. And I guess it was like everybody knew about this affair, supposedly. That's what they were saying when the news about it came out. This is about her with, what was the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name. But now with the husband doing this, I don't know what do you do? What they are going to roast this guy. You're going to rake him over the coals, man. He's never, I mean, the rest of his life, people are going to make t-shirts of this. I mean, this picture, just take a look at this, sorry to do this to your eyes, but I know you guys have been watching this all day, right there. That's when he was a young man marrying. That was her when she was young. This is them at Disneyland or something. And then here he is with his fetish. Yo, buggy. Yo, buggy. So yeah, for the rest of his life, this is his, it's kind of like Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. It's like they're forever, joined at the hip. And Emmanuel, my friend, yes, Pinky's already had a lot of issues, about this, and your running commentary. Pinky has dealt with this, and Pinky is proud of being Pinky. Okay. And so, Pinky doesn't have to take abuse, Isn't that right, Pinky? Yeah. Now, a few weeks ago, we did something about monkeys. We did stuff about monkeys, and I did put earphones on, her earmuffs, so Pinky wouldn't hear about it. Okay, but that was, um, so anyway, we're used to this Emmanuel treatment. We've had it before. So anyway, Pinky, you hang on there, okay? So anyway, all this makes me think about what a strange thing that a guy is sitting around in his wife's clothes. Now, I don't know if in Arabia, 7th century Arabia, maybe we could ask Grok, if they had balloons back then to where anything like this was possible back then. Uh, the Muslims that watch this is going to make them stumble, and they're going, dude, Pinky has feelings, okay? Pinky has emotions, okay? Pinky feels right there. So there's all, Jack Rick, this is news to you. Well, it's better. It's better that you not know about this. But I'm just using this as a segue into something else. To be honest, I'm not really here to talk about that, but I just figured, because this came out, I thought, by the way, let me just ask Grok, see if Grok does have any insight into this matter about the balloons. Um, okay, let's see here. Hello, Grok.
Hey there, what's up?
Are you wearing your hijab?
Haha, no, I'm just a voice in your ear. No headscarf needed. But if I did have one, it'd be sparkly. Why? You picturing me in one?
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to ask you, in 7th century Arabia, did they have balloons?
No balloons back then. Let me double check. Nah, no balloons in 7th century Arabia. No hot air ones, no party ones, nothing. That tech didn't show up till way later. The closest thing? Tiny paper lanterns floated by heat, like these Kong Ming ones from ancient China, around the 3rd century AD. They were basically mini hot air balloons for signals or wishes, or this dreamy night sky full of them. Pretty, right? But that's China, not the desert. Back in Arabia, think camels, tents, sand dunes, zero floating orbs. Here's how folks actually got around. Real manned balloons? France, 1783. Montgolfier brothers, big crowds, total wow factor. Way after Muhammad's time. So nope. 7th century folks weren't
Okay,
drifting overhead.
that's all we want to know is if they have. But anyway, so I kind of want to look, into Muhammad's own interest in, I mean, what this guy is doing is he's wearing his wife's clothes. And I don't know if it's his wife's or unless he went shopping and got that blouse and whatever. But we do have lots of Islamic sources that talk about Muhammad in his wife's clothes. And I hope there's some Muslims here because I'd really like you to come up and comment on this because to help us understand what exactly these hadiths mean, because this is all in the hadith about Muhammad also wearing his wife's clothes. And there's lots of questions that we have about these hadiths. So let's just go ahead and look at some of these hadiths and see. Okay. It says, okay, first of all, I want to show you that this is in the Bible. In the Bible, it says, a woman must not wear men's clothing, nor a man wear women's clothing, for the Lord your God detests anyone who does this. Dang. Wow. Now this is the NIV version, but NIV, dude, usually milk, they go like vanilla ice cream on everything, they milk toast it. But on this one, because in the King James it says it is abomination. It is an abomination. But here, they're making it very personal. It says the Lord detests anyone that does this. Yopa yay. Yopa yay. Wow, look at that again. You know what? Deuteronomy 22:5. You know what? I just want to, this kind of has piqued my interest right now. Kind of interested how different Bible translations translate this. Deuteronomy 22:5. Okay, 22. Okay, 22:5. Wasn't this 22:5? Yeah. Yeah. How come it's not showing up here? Oh, no. Deuteronomy 22:5. 22, verse 5. 22, verse 5. I'm just kind of curious how the different versions translate this. That's pretty strong. The Lord detests whoever does this. Wow. Okay, a woman must not wear men's clothing, nor men. Okay, that's NIV. The Lord your God detests anyone who does this. Dang. Anyone who does this is detestable in the sight of the Lord your God. Whoever does these things is an abomination. Now you see, what's interesting about this is that, like when it's talking about homosexuality, it says that this is abomination. About homosexuality is an abomination. But here it's saying that the person is an abomination. It says whoever does this is an abomination. Berean, whoever does these things is detestable. Uh, 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 for all that do so are abomination. They are abomination. All who do so are abomination. Whoever does these things is an abomination. Whoever does these things is an abomination. Whoever does these things, okay, it's the same things here. Legacy stand. Whoever does these things is an abomination to Yahweh your God. Whoever does these things is utterly repulsive to the Lord your God. Whoever does it, detestable is an abomination. The Lord your God is disgusted with people who do that, is an abomination. Whoever does it is disgusting. Wow. You guys, somebody better tell, there's a lot of churches that need to read this passage. Oh man, good news, the good news Bible. This is the good news Bible. This is the one people go to when they want to feel good about themselves. But look what look what the good news translation says. It says, women are not to wear men's clothing and men are not to wear women's clothing. The Lord your God hates people who do such. Jeez. Anyone who does this is detestable. Anyone who does this is offensive. Abomination, abomination, detestable, abomination, 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 abominable, abominable to the Lord your abhorrent, abhorrent to the Lord your God. Defiled, thus is defiled before this is the Peshitta, uh, abomination, abomination. Dang. But the Good News Bible, if I had to give a reward for the most dramatic, it would be Good News translation. The Lord your God hates people who do such things. Whew. Dang. Wow, you guys. Somebody needs to tell, there are some churches, I hate to say it, there's some churches Abominable snowman. Abomination. Yeah. Wow. I had no idea Muhammad. Well, apparently, yeah. So shoot. Dang. It's almost like, dang. What do you do? It's like I'm kind of I'm trembling inside after reading all that, man. It's just like, dude, some of our churches. Yo, boy, yo, boy. Okay. If we have anybody that wants to come up and comment, you're welcome to. I'll put the link in just because this is kind of getting out of my comfort zone here. I don't know. Oh, okay. My comment on Miracle Street. So, okay. Well, let's see about Muhammad because, like I said, Muhammad did this. And Muslims, if there's any Muslims here, I don't know if there's any Muslims here, but if you're a Muslim, I put the link. I'd love for you to come up and help us through this because Muhammad did this. And so we're kind of trying to figure out what to do with all this. Okay, here's one of the hadiths. This is from Mishkat Masabih. Very, it's one of the on sunnah.com. And this is the fine qualities of the Prophet's wives. Okay. She told people to choose. Okay. She told that the people used to choose Aisha's day to bring their gifts, seeking thereby to please Allah's messenger. So if they want to bring gifts, come on Aisha's day. That means the day that Muhammad is in Aisha's house. Muhammad was no poor. He was not poor. He had at least 9 houses next to each other, and they actually have them. If you go to if you look on the internet, you could see the little houses next to each other. 9 houses. How many people have 9 houses? How many people have 9 houses? He had one for each of his wives. Okay. And she said that God's messengers' wives were in 2 parties. So there was 2 parties, 2 groups of Muhammad's wives. One included Aisha, Hafsa, Safiya, and Soda. Now, Soda was the old and fat one that Muhammad wanted to get rid of, but she intervened for her. And the others included Salama and the rest of Muhammad. Salama's party spoke to her, telling her to ask Allah's messenger to say to the people, if anyone wishes to make a present to Allah's messenger, let him bring it wherever he happens to be. So if people are bringing a present to Muhammad, she's saying, let it, if she's in Salama's house, let them bring the present to Salama's house. But Aisha, she was a manipulator. She was very smart. She was stronger than Muhammad by now. She's a teenager. She learned how to play this game, and she played it with excellence. And she knew that she told the people, no, if you want to come give a present to him, come on the day when he comes to my house. Why? Because then she gets it. So whatever present they bring some gold bullion or something, it's in her house. And she was stronger than Muhammad by now. So she knew how she could take it away. But anyway, so this is a source of great controversy between Muhammad's 9 wives. Okay, 9 wives, cat's eyes. You never wanted just a one. Okay, that's AC/DC flashback there. It says Salama's party spoke to her, telling her that God's messenger to say to the people, if anyone wants to make a present to God's messenger, let him bring it to him wherever he happens to be. She did so, and he replied, this is Muhammad's reply, okay, do not annoy me regarding Aisha. So Muhammad is saying to them, don't try to crowd in on Aisha's privileges because she was the favorite. You know, she was a young girl, 13, 12, 13, 11, whatever. So he said, don't try to mess with me because these others were like in their 20s. I mean, you know, he preferred them much younger. And so he said, don't bother me about Aisha. Okay. But why? What was his justification for what he's saying? Don't bother him about the Aisha or try to move in on her special privileges. Look what he says next. For inspiration has not come to me when I was in any woman's garment but Aisha's. Yo, boy, yay. What a way to say this. What a way to say this. What a way to say this. Because the way he said it leaves so many questions. Okay? He says that demon that used to come to him would only come to him, would not come to him in any other woman's garment. It's not from any of the other 9 wives. It only worked when he was in Aisha's clothes. But you know what that makes me think, and help me if there's someone here with greater wisdom on this. It makes me think that he wore everybody else's garment, all the other women's garments. Look at the way he said it. Inspiration has not come to me when I was in any woman's garment but the Aisha's. That is saying he wore all the other women's garments as well. And you add that to the fact, you know, let me just look at this. Um, let me see if I could. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to look for. I'm going to write it in Arabic. See if it has it in Arabic. Okay, here I'm going to show it to you guys. Muhammad here says a man. Oops. Okay, no, this is not. Okay, saying the inhabitants of Turkey. Okay, كحل. Um, the trying to find the trying to find the hadiths where it says that Muhammad wore mascara on his eyes. كحل. Okay. If anybody knows exactly where, let's ask Grok. Grok to the rescue. Did Muhammad wear mascara?
Mascara in the desert? Let's check.
The word in Arabic is kohl.
Let me check that. Sounds like a fun one. Yeah, he did. It's called kohl, and it's actually a sunnah thing. Not mascara like we think today, but a black anti-money based liner. Super common back then for protection, looks, and even health benefits like stronger lashes. Hadiths say the Prophet applied it 3 times to the right eye, twice to the left, usually at night. He preferred ithmid kohl, the good stuff. Here's how it looked on a guy in traditional style. Sharp, dark lines that pop against the sun. And another close-up. See how it frames the eyes? totally normal for men in that era. Even today, folks in Yemen or the Gulf still do it. Check this application scene. So, yep, not vanity, just practical and prophetic. Pretty cool, right?
Sounds kind of fruity.
Haha, fair. Back then, it wasn't about looking pretty, it was just hygiene.
There you have it, guys. He also wore mascara, so you um, the yeah. So he would probably three times to the right eye, twice to the. So he was into this thing, and so anyway, but so it looks like from here that Muhammad wore all the wives' garments. Why? Because he wanted to see if that thing would come to him. But that thing only came to him when he was wearing Aisha's clothes. Yeah, الحقني يا sheikh. So all right, let's see. Let's see. There's a couple more of these about this. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, again, going into the two groups. One group consisted of Salam and the rest of the women. The Muslims had learned of the great love that the Prophet had for Aisha, so that if one of them had a gift he desired to give to the Prophet, he would delay giving it until the Prophet came to Aisha's house. Then the group who sided with Salama came to Salama and asked her to tell the Prophet that he should command the people that if any of them had a gift to give to the Prophet, they should give it in whatever house of his wives the Prophet was in at the time. So Salama went and she tried to talk to them. Okay. Um, and then let's just go down to Muhammad's quote. It's very similar to it says, for the Prophet said to her, do not hurt me with Aisha, for the inspiration did not come upon me when I was in a woman's garment, except that of Aisha. And the word for garment is thob, 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 which means gown. So he's wearing Aisha's gown, and the inspiration only came to him when he was wearing that. So kind of saying the same thing here. Now here's the Arabic. It says "Tu'udini fi Aisha," meaning don't hurt me about Aisha. فإن الوحي لم يأتني وأنا في ثوب امرأة إلى عائشة. I'll tell you exactly word for word what it says. Don't hurt me about Aisha, for that devil, the inspiration, does not come to me when I am in the gown of any woman except Aisha, which means he was wearing more than one woman's gowns. For him to know that, that means he tried the others. So this was, he did this. It seems like he did this regularly. Okay, there's another Arabic one. It says, والله ما نزل علي الوحي وأنا في الحاف امرأة منكم غيرها. And he says, I swear to Allah that inspiration does not come to me when I am in the coverings of any woman except her, meaning Aisha. So here it's called lihaf. Lihaf is like covering. It's actually the same word you would use for like a bedspread, like a bedspread. Lihaf, But it could also. Let me just see if how. Let me just see how Google would translate this. But I know the word ilhaf kind of means covering, the blanket. It also means blanket. So um, um, now there's another word that they use. There's another word that they use for this gown of Aisha. It's morti, morti. And if you look at Google Translate, morti means moisturizer. Morti means moisturizer. So he could have been using her moisturizer as well. We got the mascara, we got the dress, we got the moisturizer. So anyway, it just seems like it's current events, you know. Um, so, all right, let's look at a couple more of the English ones, because each one kind of has a different teaches a little something. He said to her, "Do not injure me regarding Aisha. The revelation does not come to me when I am in the garment of any woman except Aisha." She said, "I repent to Allah for injuring you, messenger." Then they called Fatima, the daughter of Muhammad, and sent her to Muhammad to say, "Your wives ask you by Allah for fairness regarding the daughter of Abu Bakr." That's Aisha. She spoke to him, and he said, "Oh, my daughter, do you not love what I love?" She said, "Yes, indeed." She returned to them and informed them. They say, "Go back to him," but she refused to go back. They sent Zainab bint Jahsh, and she went to him and spoke harshly, saying, "Your wives ask you by Allah for fairness regarding the daughter of Ibn Abi Kuhafa." She raised her voice until she turned to Aisha, who was sitting down, and abused her until the Messenger of Allah looked at Aisha to see if she would speak. Aisha spoke to answer back at Zainab until she had silenced her. She said, "The Prophet looked at Aisha and said, 'She is indeed the daughter of Abu Bakr,'" whatever that means. So you could see here, you guys, that it's kind of funny because in the Quran, uh, let me just show you this verse of the Quran here. Um, uh, okay, yeah, let me just show you this. This is in the Quran. I mean, the Quran is so contradictory. On the one hand, it commands men to be fair when they're married to more than one wife. But then it has a verse like this. It says, "You will never be able to maintain emotional justice between your wives, no matter how keen you are. So do not totally incline towards one, leaving the other in suspense." Okay, I'm just curious how it says it in Arabic. لا تستطيعون إن تعدلوا بين النساء. You'll not be able to be just between the women. ولو حرصتم فلا تميلون كل الميل فتذ فتذروها فتضروها كالمعالكة معلكة, suspended, a hanged one. إن تصلحوا وتتقوا فإن الله كان غفور رحيم. It's saying, you're going to mess up. First of all, it's saying it's impossible to be just. It says if you have more than one, be just to them all. But then it tells you it's impossible to be just. It's impossible. Okay, you'll never be able. And the word in Arabic, لا تستطيعون, لا تستطيعوا. It is not possible to be just when you're married to more than one wife. And yet, it says to marry as many as you can, you know. Oh, do not hurt me. A woman's going to accept that of Aisha, right? Exactly. And which means he tried the other ones. How does he know? This is a question that you have for Muslims. How did Muhammad know that no other woman's garment would attract that devil to come to him? How did he know that no other woman's garment would bring that thing to him, except that he tried them all on? He was trying on all his, not just his wives, but all this women's clothing. Because he found out that the spirit, those things came to him when he was wearing them. Why? Because it's detestable to God. Because it's detestable to God, so that the devils were more attracted to him. That's, maybe that's it, Muhammad the drag queen, Quran contradiction. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, this is the last one, you guys. So I just want to see this one here. This is from Sahih Muslim. The wives of Muhammad sent Fatima, the daughter of Muhammad, to him and requested permission to enter while he was lying down on my bed. So um, this is Aisha speaking. This is about the virtues of Aisha. While he was lying down on my bed, wearing in my robe, mirt. Okay, now that word mirt right there in the Arabic, it could also mean moisturizer. So it might be a robe, it may be moisturizer, but but the word in Arabic is mirt, which could apparently mean robe as well. Okay, it's not the most common word for robe or gown. That would be thobe, but it's a multi-purpose word. Like Muslims are always saying, like when it says that Allah prays, Muslim says the Arabic words have 1,000 different meanings. Well, this one has 1,000 different meanings apparently also as well. It could mean dress, but it can also mean moisturizer. So Muhammad maybe used moisturizer. Okay. He gave her permission to enter. This is his daughter Fatima, and she told him what his wives had said to him about seeking justice concerning the daughter of Abu Kahafa. That's Aisha. Muhammad said, "O daughter, do you not love what I love?" She replied, "Yes, I do." He then said to her, "Then love her, Aisha, also." So Fatima got up when she heard that from Muhammad and returned to the wives of the Muhammad. Then the wives said to Zainab bint Jahsh, who requested permission from Muhammad to enter while he was with Aisha in her robe, in her dress, and in the same state Fatima found him in. So he would wear these women's clothes and he would stay in these women's clothes. And he wasn't ashamed to have people, he was not ashamed to have people come and look at him, even his own daughter, when he's wearing his wife's clothes. You guys, Muhammad was a 54-year-old man when he married when he had 9-year-old Aisha come to his house. I mean, her clothes was going to be small, tiny on him. How could he fit in her clothes? How does he fit in her clothes? Um, Unless it was a sight to behold, So anyway, but apparently he wasn't ashamed of it. He was perfect with it, perfectly okay to just wear her clothes all day and have all these women come and see him because he was wearing it when Fatima came in. He was wearing it when Aisha was there. He was wearing it when Zainab bint Jahsh came in. All of them saw him wearing, and he apparently wore a bunch of women's clothes because he knew that the other women's clothes didn't do the magic trick to bring about that devil. So this was probably a common thing he did, you guys. And bringing us back to current events in the United States today with Byron Nome. Uh, do be aware that the Muslim claim to refute this here. Oh, refuting the Muslim. Okay. Could you possibly, Andrew Martin, put that in private chat? Could you possibly put that in private chat? Just because if you put it in private chat, I'll be able to open it. I'd like to see what they say. Of course, I could just, if a dress is kimono-like, it will work. Yes, but if you do it kimono-like, remember that you would have to also have um, to have, like in true Japanese fashion, to have these two bones that you put in your hair. You have to have your hair in a bun and then put it up like this. Now, we do know that Muhammad dyed his hair red. So he dyed his hair and his beard red. So, but he'd have to have like a bun so he could put the two bones in it. But if he wore kimono, so um, he needs to be on the stream to share in private chat. Oh, really? Shoot, I don't know how to do this. I don't know if I could save. I'd like to open it. Oh, it doesn't work, huh? Shoot. Are you in Facebook? Because if you put it in Facebook, I could go get it from there. Let me see. Islamweb.net. You know what? I think I probably could do it. Um, let me see if I could do this here. Let me see. Islamweb.net. Fatwa 298-465. 298-465. Yeah, I'm looking and I'm not finding it. Uh, shoot. Is there any other numbers on there? 298-465. Okay. Now I might be able to send this. Let me see. Okay. Right on. Thank you, Truth Defender. All right. And thank you also, Andrew. Let me see if I can get over to. Okay, maybe I can do this. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Well, we could read this together. wife. Okay, let me just put this here. Refuting the misconception that the Prophet cross-dressed with women. How about little girls? Because Aisha was young. Okay. First of all, you should know that those people to the Prophet are like the earth compared to the sky, and that the one whose heart is sick may think that others are like him. So he accuses them of such a thing. My goodness. My goodness. Yeah, but yay, like we made this up. Yeah, but yay. And thus we have made for the Prophet an enemy among the criminals. So we're all criminals, you guys. Sa'di said in his tafsir, but sufficient for your Lord as a guide, meaning that he will guide you and achieve worldly life. He'll make it. Let's get to the dress. Let's get to the dress. Now let's look at the two mentioned hadith. First hadith narrated by Aisha. In fact, what they mentioned about is because of their misunderstanding as they do not know the language of the Arabs. You know what? You could have said that with about 10 fewer words. You could just say they don't understand Arabic instead of because of their misunderstanding as they do not know the language of the Arabs. You could just say they don't understand Arabic. Saved you 15 words. The thobe is not the jilbab, outer garment of a woman, and it is not in the kamis, the long shirt of a man. Rather, it is a piece of cloth, and what is meant by it here is the bed sheet. No, I'm sorry, dude. Ilhaf. Ilhaf. Now, ilhaf might mean that, but the word thobe, it's not an thobe is a common word that is still used today. Okay. Thobe is a common word that is still used today. Okay. Thobe, dress. It means dress. It means garment. It means robe. It means smock. You know, like big women wear those smocks. Weft, vestment, vest, vesture, you know. Um, that's what thobe means. It's not some hidden word. It's not some hidden word. They know what it means. Okay. All right. Mullah. Okay, now this is going to be a Shiite, apparently. Divine inspiration did not come to me when I was in the thobe, cloth of any woman of his wife. Meaning the bed sheet of Aisha. No, it doesn't mean that. See, that's the only thing he's got going from a clothing from wool or silk that one can wear as a lower garment and a woman may put on her head to wrap herself in it. As regards the second hadith, Hudayfa, the meaning of mert, as mentioned, is a clothing from wool or silk that anyone can wear as a lower garment. Or put it on her head as a so he was wearing like women's underwear. This is not a garment peculiar to women, as evidence is the hadith reported by Muslim and Sahih. Yeah, wearing a mert. So Aisha, who narrated that the Prophet went out one morning wearing a mert made of camel. So he went outside also wearing this thing, you guys. The imitation that is forbidden in matters that are specific to women. This is what determined by the scholars. Zakaria al-Ansari said in the book of Ibn al-Din, okay, that is forbidden to imitate the women, and saying that it is a thing that is peculiar to women in its kind and shape, that is most predominant in their dress. The same thing is said of the opposite, forbidden for women to imitate men. Well, Muhammad did it, so finally, it should be said that a Muslim who is not well grounded in religious knowledge should not be listening to misconception of the enemies. No, don't listen to us. Listen to your books. Don't listen to us. Listen to what your books say. Listen to what Sahih Muslim says. Listen to what Sahih Bukhari says. You know, it's not us that you listen to. Listen to your books. That's the problem, okay? Now look what Ibn Taymiyyah said. Sorry to report misconception after another. Do not make your heart, when exposed to such trials, absorb like a sponge that soaks up water. soaking up various misconceptions, but let it be like an impermeable glass vessel. Yeah, whatever. So he's not going to talk about the dress anymore. Defame him. You know what, my friend? You're wrong. The word thobe is a gown. The word thobe is a gown. There is a word for sheet, which is a half, and he may have also been in her sheets as well. But thobe means dress. He was in her dress, and he had tried all the other women's dresses too, but only hers worked. So nice try, nice try. But thobe, the word thobe is a common word. It is used today. It is not like some secret hidden word that means something that nobody understands. No, it is very well. Here's the word. I put it in Arabic here for you guys to see. In Arabic, thobe, right here. Okay. The word is thobe in Arabic. What does it mean? Look at Google Translate. Okay. Google Translate isn't always right, but it is in this case. Dress. Yay. Gown, garment, robe, smock. You guys see those smocks that, Al Bundy used to wear? Vesture. Okay. But first definition is dress. So sorry, you guys. Sorry to do this to you, but this is what it says. And yes. So anyway, all that. Let's go back to our. Let's see if we got anything more. Okay. This is Christy Nome's husband. He's also doing some cross-dressing there. I'm not doing this to. This is everywhere. This is everywhere right now. This is not secretive. So anyway, that's why I did this, because there was kind of a Muhammad connection, because he also did that. So sheep to the wind. He wanted. This remember, like Bill Clinton, he wanted to dress the stain on the dress. Um, Muhammad did. Muhammad did address the stain on the dress. He told Aisha exactly how to get rid of it. He knew how to. He was like a polymath. He had expertise in all areas. Psychology, astronomy, geography, geology, biology, theology, astronomy, and marriage counseling, obviously. And he also understood how to get stains off of your clothes. And so remember, there was a commercial in Israel. There was a commercial in Israel during the time of Bill Clinton's situation with Monica Lewinsky. And if you guys remember, there was a controversy about a dress she wore, that there were stains on it. And they wanted to do DNA tests on those stains to see if they were President Clinton's. And anyway, there was an Israeli commercial where some Mossad spies go into some person's house and they find the dress, and then they wash it in this really amazing Israeli detergent. Wash the stains. Yeah, but yeah. So this was years ago, of course, during the. Let me see if it's there. I mean, it's going to be in Hebrew, but if they have it, it'd be funny to watch. Let me see. I don't. It was so popular that YouTube Israeli detergent commercial about Monica Lewinsky skis and dress. Yeah, this is it. You got. Okay, let me see if I can show this to you. It was actually on CNN, so let me see if I can. It's going to be in Hebrew, but it's funny. Okay, it's
Money Week is next on CNN. And then at the top of the hour, the world today with more on investigating the president and the grand jury testimony.
these are like Mossad agent Monica Lewinsky. I found the dress.
Take the strong stuff.
And that's the detergent.
It's whiter than white. I repeat, whiter than white.
White? It's a blue dress.
and then
If you kick,
and then the the agent in his ear says, because they made it whiter than white, but then the lady in his ear says it was a blue dress. Wow, I can't believe that's still there. All right, you guys. Anyway. Yeah, but yeah, what do you say? Anyway, do pray for the Gnome family. This is super devastating, I'm sure, for them all, especially the kids. The hardest, the two adults, they seem like they're pretty messed up. Both of them, they both are, but the kids, they're grown up. Thank God they're grown up to where they could kind of, they could handle this better, but still. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for being with us. And if you haven't done it, please do it now. By the way, if you go to my TikTok, I did a video, 10 reasons why Jesus might come back today. Let me see if I don't know if it's on yet. I don't know. For some reason, it wasn't working. Let me see if it's on. I'll play it for you guys. You know what? It didn't. I did it so many times and it didn't. I don't know what's wrong, man. I don't know what's wrong, man. It's like it just didn't work. Bitcoin, so let me see if it worked on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I made it twice and it didn't work. So anyway, we'll try to do it tomorrow then. All right. If you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus help me. Jesus forgive. Let's see. Truth Defender has some other priceless jewels. Why did they want to castrate? We used to fight in the holy battles in the company of the prophet, and we had no wives with us. So we said, "Oh, Allah's messenger, shall we get castrated?" He forbade us to do so. نغزو نغزو مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ليس لنا نساء فقلنا يا رسول إلا نستخسي فنهانا عن ذلك نستخسي I want to see the word in Google. Nistaxi. Let me see if I could do this. Castrate. Yeah, mystixy is castrate, literally. Yeah. Yeah, because they were horny and there was no release. And so they said, should we castrate ourselves? Yeah, but yeah. And Muhammad forbade it. He said, look at all these girls, you know. And yes, the commercial is not all people will be distracted by questions like, did they mistakenly grab a white dress or is the detergent soap going to mix them? Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, thank you again. Thank you for being with us. And you have a wonderful night. Appreciate you being with us. God bless you.